I liked it because it obeys all the rules of the whodunit. If you look at masters or mistresses of their craft, like sort of P.D. James and so forth, the whodunits, they always have a closed community to begin with, inside which the murder, the crime occurs. And it's usually the village with the Midsomer Murders writers, but on this occasion it was a school. It was the public school. It's a closed community, St Mally's. And it was filmed at the most dramatic Holloway College, I believe, which is a very ornate and highly filmable building. It's full of nooks and crannies, soaring minarets and spires, wonderful arches and so on, and in a quadrangle, and cloisters, I suppose they are, around that quadrangle, and a collection of people within its walls who are in the best tradition of the whodunit. You've got your headmaster in the shape of Desmond Barrett, who can quiver with every inch of his body. He's the greatest quiverer I've ever known, Desmond Barrett, and he encompasses at the same time a wonderful malevolence with a wonderful humorous quality.
Bellingham was a petty thief, a second-rater, typical of the sort Anthony was bringing into the club. Not up to it.
Where is Mr. Ludlow now, sir?
Doing his duty. Tidying up.
The story involves something called the Pudding Club. And you have to watch it to find out what that's about. It's a very secretive and eventually we discover criminal society to do with the maintenance of the school funds and so forth. And the characters attached to this Pudding Club are wonderfully colourful. Jeremy Child, who's himself some kind of aristocrat, I believe, manages to get himself beaten to death with a large spoon. Watch out for that scene, because on the initial take, the huge spoon with which he was battered to death in his own front room broke. It was a plywood affair of no consequence and broke, so they had to have another one.
Oh, for God's sakes, man, try and get a grip of yourself. No. Man, for God's sakes, what's the matter with you?
The killer arrives at the door dressed as he's some kind of warden at the public school. He's the keeper of the school in all senses. And he arrives to do his business, i.e. kill Jeremy Child, dressed in the bowler and the three-piece suit, the pinstripe suit and all the rest, and the shiny shoes, and inquires if Sir is in, and then kills him. It's a good, cool bit of filmmaking.
How long have you worked here, Mr. Ludlow?
For about 35 years, sir.
The scene where I searched the room of the student with Peter White present is quite interesting insofar as Peter White does menace by just standing still. He doesn't move much, but every movement he does make bespeaks a whole world.
Sir Walter was a great man. Did a lot for the school.
And Anthony Talbot is keeping up the tradition.
Oh, yes. Very much so, sir.
This is also the episode, if I remember, because Barnaby's police methods are suspect, to say the least, and usually quite ordinary. It's one foot in front of the other. But there was one occasion, I remember, in which he's searching the woods. They are huge woods, you understand, in Midsomer, and to find evidence of the crime that's been committed. And he goes straight to a hollow tree stump and picks out a toothbrush. Who guided him there? What god descended, sat on his shoulder and whispered in his ear, "Go this way, see that treetop, in there is a toothbrush, which will tell you the answer to the riddle." Wonderful, wonderful. I've never seen anything quite like that in real life or in fiction before. But there he was. Sherlock Holmes, eat your heart out. This was wonderful detective.